What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Fandom Fights. We're so excited to have you here to wrap up round number 2 of the singles Fandom Fights tournament. We have the number 1 seed, Thomas Scully, going up against the number 17 seed, Matthew Chen. Thomas Scully, obviously the former champion, singles and teams, having a heck of a run this year, has already made it to a title match, is looking to make it to another one. But Matthew Chen is in that class of rookies who have yet to have a loss. There's a small group of people who are on a 2-0 streak, trying to beat each other out for Rookie of the Year. So don't count Matthew Chen out, but he's going up against a behemoth today. Let's find out what they have to say in these promos.
All right, we're here in the Fandom Fights tournament. I'm not playing. I'm managing Matthew this time, and he's playing a familiar foe for the Kingsman. Former champion, so he's definitely Thomas Scully. He's definitely a tough threat, but Matthew is here to play. He haven't had much game tape, so people still don't know what he might be good, might not be good at, but it should be fun. What do you think?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm super excited to be here against Scully. Like, I won twice already, and so I'm 2-0. I guess that's right. I don't have too much game tape, so I guess he doesn't really know what I'm bad at, I think. But I can't take him lightly. Scully, we're on the same faction, but he's the number 1 seed. I can't take him lightly. So, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, let's do this.
How's it going? Pink haired boy, not here. He's tired, very, very, very tired. He's sleeping somewhere. So I'm going solo tonight. Playing Matthew round 2. Round 1 felt really, really good. Getting back into my groove after the loss against Tuig. 25 points. That felt really good to ease myself back into singles. Now I'm playing Matthew. He's one of the front runners for Rookie of the Year. He's 2-0. He's been able to kind of use the game to his advantage in both of his matches, recovering from subpar round 1s, having killer round 2s, and then playing a smart game in round 3. And that's really what the best players do. No matter what happens in round 1, they're able to kind of use the game to their advantage. That's what I love about Matthew. That's why we at the Kingsman picked him up, because he is that really, really intelligent player. I'm definitely not going to take him lightly, but I feel ready. I feel prepared, and I'm sorry, Matthew, but I want to get back to Tuig. I want to get back to a shot at that belt. So this is just how the road continues. Man is making the man. Let's play.
Those were some lovely promos, don't you think, Nick? Just kidding. I'm not going to do that. It's a little bit overdone. But very exciting match today. As we said, Thomas Scully getting here, having a pretty impressive win over Regev. Matthew Chen beating Garth in a very close match way back at the beginning of the tournament. So we should have an exciting one today. As we get into round number 1, we bring in the competitors. Here's how round number 1 is going to work. You will get 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. You'll get 15 seconds to write down your answer to each question on your board. At the end of 15 seconds, I will say pens down. You will then reveal your answer and say it aloud. Should anyone get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, you will receive a bonus question. You have 3 repeats and 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Any questions as we get into round 1, gentlemen?
Let's do it.
All right. Your first question comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. Which Batman film was composed by Nelson Riddle? Now, I only have a little bit of water left. As you know, when I solo host, I use the water as an excuse to not have to talk. It's only going to last a couple questions this time, so I'm still trying to think of a thing to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scully.
Batman 66.
And Matthew.
I also went with Batman 66.
Batman 66 is correct. So point apiece as we get to the next question, which is in DreamWorks Animation. What creature does Poe create in the spirit world to fight the main villain at the end of Kung Fu Panda 3? Said it before. Say it again. It's a great little series of movies. Doesn't quite touch How to Train Your Dragon, but pretty close second, in my personal opinion. And then Shrek, it's way down here. Not really close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew.
I guess a dragon.
And Scully.
I also said dragon.
Dragon is correct. He's the dragon warrior. All right, your next question comes in the category of Star Trek. Who specifically commands the USS Vengeance in Star Trek Into Darkness? I like this movie. It's fine. I think it's probably the worst of the new ones, but it's not a bad thing. It's still pretty good. Need a, bell curve kind of thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Scully.
Admiral Marcus.
And Matthew.
Con.
Admiral Marcus is correct. So Scully will gain the lead, 3-2, as we get into the fourth question, which comes in the category of Planet of the Apes. Which past Planet of the Apes actor cameos as Thade's father in Burton's Apes? All right, I'm going to say it now. I don't know why everyone... I know why people hate on this movie. It's not great. I'm not going to defend it with my life. But it is nowhere near the worst Apes movie. There are some enjoyable parts. They actually look like apes in the movie, so that's a benefit. I don't know why everyone hates this so much. It's not that bad.
Tim Burton.
I really don't like Tim Burton, so that's fair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Matthew.
Charlton Heston.
And Scully.
If you research the gun scene he has with Tim Roth, you'll see why Tim Roth is very uncomfortable. Charlton Heston.
Fair.
One of my favorite stories.
Charlton Heston is correct. Scully leads 4-3 as we get to the next question, which is in the category of Disney animation. Which Disney animated film features a gem called the Devil's Eye? It's a pretty aggressive thing to name your jewelry, your minerals, as it were. It's never just the bunny's ear. Something cuter. Just, 5.
The rabbit's
4,
foot.
3. I tried hard not to say that too. 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew.
The Rescuers.
And Scully.
This movie's depressing. The Rescuers.
Very true. Pretty dark as well. The Rescuers is correct.
I still need to watch this one.
It's not a fun time. Your next question comes in the category of Pixar. In Onward, where do Corey and Laurel Lightfoot go to retrieve the Curse Crusher? I don't want this match to be all about hot takes, but top 3 Pixar movie. Right. 100%. I will stand by it. It's fantastic. Should have won over Soul.
Oh my God. Jesus.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Scully.
Antique store.
And Matthew.
I put pawn shop.
So pawn shop is the correct answer. So with that, we have no more perfect rounds, and we have a tie game, 5-5. As we get to the next question, which is in the category of Disney live action. In Remember the Titans, Ronnie Sunshine Bass joins the Titans wanting to play what position, but is unable to at first? I never played football. I played soccer. In the same season. So never got around to it. I always wanted to try volleyball, though. But that in overlap basketball. You can never do too many sports. 5, 4. I don't watch sports anymore. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Matthew.
Quarterback.
And Scully.
Quarterback.
Quarterback is the correct answer. We're tied 6-6 as we get to the next question, which is in the category of Fandom Oscars. Which MCU film was the second one to be nominated for Best Visual Effects? If I had a nickname, like a different one, It would be Fandom Oscar the Grouch, because I hate this category. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scully.
Avengers.
And Matthew.
I also went with the Avengers.
The Avengers is incorrect. The correct answer is Iron Man 2. First one being Iron Man, and then Iron Man 2 was the second. So we are still tied at 6 as we get to the penultimate question, which is in the category of Mission Impossible. Who does Solomon Lane attach a bomb to and use to negotiate with Ethan at the end of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation? These are good flicks. There's not a bad one in here, and I'll stand by that as well. Look at all these hot takes. Mission Impossible 2, not the worst thing I've ever seen. Kind of as good as the first one. If we should all just stop lying to ourselves. It's not that bad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I forget who we're at, so we'll go to Scully.
I don't understand you sometimes. Benji.
And Matthew.
Benji.
Benji is correct. As we stay tied going into the final question, which is in the category of YA dystopia. In the Hunger Games, what type of weapon kills Rue? Not to be confused with Kanga's child. Kanga's child was not in the Hunger Games. Oh, what if they had a Hunger Games in the 100-Acre Wood? Money's on Rabbit. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Anyone but rabbits.
Pens down. We can all just agree who dies first. Okay, we'll start with Matthew.
Arrow?
And Scully.
It's a spear.
It is a spear. So, after a very close round 1, Scully narrowly takes the lead 8 to Matthew's 7. As we get into round number 2, here's how round number 2 is going to work. It is the wheel round. We have 8 fandom categories on a wheel, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Player in the lead will elect to go first or second. And then each player will get a spin at the wheel. If you like what you keep the first time, you can keep it. If not, you have the option to spin again, but you will be forced to keep what you spin the second time. Each that was weird. Each question will be worth 2 points. You will get 5 questions total. Unless you would like to check down to multiple choice, at which case the question will only be worth 1 point. Everyone be aware, there is stealing available in round number 2. Thomas Scully, you are in the lead. I will read you your categories on the wheel. They are YA dystopia, horror icons, Star Wars, fandom quotes, Pixar, Disney animation, MCU, and Mission Impossible. So after hearing that, Scully, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
All right, then we will bring in Albert. And Matthew, this will be your spin, number 1. Lands on fandom quotes.
Yeah, I think there are better ones out there for you.
So let's spin again.
All right, spinning again. This is your second spin. You will have to keep whatever this lands on. And the fates really want you to have fandom quotes. So,
Play it safe if you need to.
All right. So, Matthew, are you prepared for your questions in the category of fandom quotes?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Your first question. What DC villain says the line, "But they'll always need land. It's the one thing they're not making any more of"?
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are: is it A, Joker, B, Lex Luthor, C, Ozymandias, or D, Quentin Turnbull?
Lex Luthor.
That is correct for 1 point. And a tie game. Your second question. Which Planet of the Apes actor said, After 20 years, you've picked up evolved habits from me. That could be dangerous, even fatal.
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are: is it A, James Franco, B, Woody Harrelson, C, Roddy McDowell, or D, Ricardo Montalban?
B.
As in?
As in boy.
Okay. B is incorrect. Scully, chance for the 1-point steal. Your options again are A, James Franco, B, Woody Harrelson, C, Roddy McDowell, or D, Ricardo Montalban.
Can I hear the options again?
Sure. The options again are A, James Franco, B, Woody Harrelson, C, Roddy McDowell, or D, Ricardo Montalban.
Roddy McDowell.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer is Ricardo Montalban.
What's the other one?
So, Matthew, we'll get to your third question. In which Bond film will you hear the quote, "You are a kite dancing in a hurricane, Mr. Bond"?
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are: is it A, Casino Royale, B, The World Is Not Enough, C, Goldeneye, or D, Spectre?
I'll go with C.
C is incorrect. Scully, chance for a 1-point steal. Your options again are A, Casino Royale, B, The World Is Not Enough, C, Goldeneye, or D, Spectre.
Spectre.
Spectre is correct for the 1-point steal. As we get to the penultimate question for Matthew in the category of fandom quotes. Finish the quote from Magneto in X-Men The Last Stand. In chess, and we are looking for 4 words.
Multiple choice.
Okay. Multiple choice options. Is it A, always kill the queen? B, the pawns go first? C, never sacrifice your knights? Or D, pawns clear the path?
B. Boy.
B is correct for 1 point. And another tie game. Tried really hard to make sure the multiple choice options all had 4 words in them. Matthew, your final question. What Middle-earth character says, "True courage is knowing not how to take a life, but when to spare it"?
Multiple choice.
Okay. Multiple choice options are: is it A, Bilbo, B, Gandalf, C, Elrond, D, Galadriel?
D.
As in?
Dog.
D is incorrect. Scully, chance for a 1-point steal. Your options again are A, Bilbo, B, Gandalf, C, Elrond, D, Galadriel.
Gandalf.
Gandalf is correct for another 1-point steal. So that will end Matthew's spin at the wheel, maneuvering his way very well through a very difficult category. As we get to Thomas Scully's spin at the wheel, your first spin is away. It lands on opponent's choice. So
There we go.
we bring in Albert. Albert and Matthew, the categories again, if you need them, are YA Dystopia, Horror Icons, Star Wars, Pixar, Disney Animation, MCU, and Mission Impossible.
Okay, so we discussed 2. You landed on the first one, so you want to go with the other option?
Yeah. I think let's go with horror icons.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds
It
good.
was coming. It was coming.
All right. Take out Albert. Scully, are you prepared for your questions in the category of horror icons?
As I'll ever be.
Great. Let me get as equally prepared. Crying out loud. Aha! They were at the end. Okay. Scully, your first question. Steve Miner, who directed 2 films in the Friday the 13th series, also directed which Halloween film?
Multiple choice.
Okay. Multiple choice options are: is it A, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, B, Halloween H2O, 20 years later, C, Halloween Resurrection, or D, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch?
Can I hear the options again, please?
Sure thing. Your options again are A, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, B, Halloween H2O, 20 years later, C, Halloween Resurrection, or D, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch?
Halloween H2O.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, Scully, your second question. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Yvonne has the keys to what kind of location where she throws a party which Dan dies leaving from?
A pool.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. In Friday the 13th, Part 3, Jason kills Fox, the female biker gang member, by pinning her to a beam in the barn using what?
We'll just
Sorry, you
multiple
broke up.
choice.
Okay,
Multiple choice, just be safe.
sounds good. Your multiple choice options are: is it A, a machete, B, an axe, C, a pitchfork, D, a shovel?
A pitchfork.
That is correct for 1 point. Your penultimate question. In Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, a piece of what world landmark is being used by Silver Shamrock as a source of magic?
Stonehenge.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, and Scully, your final question. Nancy Thompson's father, Donald, has what occupation in A Nightmare on Elm Street?
A police officer.
That is correct for another 2 points. As we end round 2, Scully in the lead with 18 to Matthew's 9. So we will get to round number 3. Here's how round number 3 is going to work. It is the betting round. There will be 5 more questions in random fandom categories. Each player can bet between 0 and 2 points on each question. If they hit the question, they will gain those points. If they miss, they will lose those points. Any questions, gentlemen, as we get into round number 3?
Let's do it.
All right. Your first question comes in the category of horror icons.
How are you feeling in this one?
I feel, yeah, I mean, I think we should go Squirtle.
You good with Squirtle? Then go for Squirtle.
I think so.
All right. Okay.
I
Good.
think we're going
We'll start with bets from Scully
0.
and Matthew.
Go 2.
All right. The question in horror icons. Which member of her family does Tina kill as a young girl using her powers in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood?
Movie sucks.
Tim loves it. I think it's fine. It's whatever.
Tim also loves on Halloween, so I mean, really,
I actually didn't. I don't hate Rob Zombie's first Halloween. It's not
I
bad.
think it's absolutely.
Second one's atrocious, but I agree. 5,
I think both are bad.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scully
Her father.
and Matthew.
Father.
Father is correct. So Matthew will gain 2 points. Scully, who bet nothing, will gain and lose nothing. So the second question comes in the category of Fandom Oscars.
Okay, so it's a 7-point game.
Mhm.
We can go Rayquaza if you want,
I feel like
or do
this
you
one
wanna?
might be a little better, but like,
So, give me a name. What you think?
yeah, I think we can go Rayquaza. I think that's fine.
Okay. If you're good with Rayquaza, go with Rayquaza.
All right. We'll get bets starting with Matthew
1.
and Scully.
0.
All right. The question in Fandom Oscars. Name 2 Oscars that Star Wars A New Hope won. This movie's aight. No Burton's Apes or Rob Zombie's Halloween, but it's aight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll get answers starting with Matthew.
I just went with best score and best visual effects.
And Scully.
I said best original score and best sound.
Both are acceptable answers. So Matthew will gain 1. Scully will again stay at 18. Score is now 18-12. All possible answers were art direction, costume design, film editing, original score, sound, and visual effects. So we will get to the third question, which is in the category of scores and soundtracks.
I think we can go Mewtwo for this.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Everyone ready?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. We'll get bets starting with Scully.
I'll say 0.
And Matthew.
I'm gonna go 2.
All right. Your question in scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Mission Impossible 2? The good one. It's a good one. Not the good one. There are better ones, but as I said before, this one's pretty good. It's a good match. Intense. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
Okay, that is Matthew's first repeat. The question again. Who composed the score for Mission Impossible 2? I just saw that Albert said Eeyore would win the Hunger Games. That's pretty good.
You just hide in a cave until it's all over.
Yeah, pretty much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will get answers starting with Scully.
Listen to the film, you would not think it's this guy, but it's Hans Zimmer.
And Matthew.
I said Michael Giacchino.
Hans Zimmer is the correct answer. So Matthew will lose 2 points. Scully will again stay at 18. As we get into the penultimate question of round number 3, which is in the category of the MCU.
Yeah, you have to go Gengar.
Yeah. All right.
You should repeat TBNT.
All right. We'll get bets starting with Matthew.
Here, 2.
And Scully.
I like donuts.
I also enjoy donuts. Your question in the category of the MCU. What do the scars on Killmonger's body represent in Black Panther? I have a scar on my wrist here, and I tell people it was from a shark attack because that sounds cooler, but really it's the ice cream was like falling out of the freezer one day, and I like dove to save it and like cut it on the side of the freezer, and now it's there forever. 5, 4.
I do a similar thing with a scar on my foot.
1. Pens down. We will get answers starting with Scully.
It represents each of his kills in combat.
And Matthew.
I say the people he has killed.
And your winner, Thomas Scully. The correct answer was each one of his kills, all the people he has killed. But Matthew Chen at this point has been mathematically eliminated, making a great comeback in round number 3 against a very worthy competitor in Thomas Scully. And overall, we had a great match. Both players not getting what they wanted in round number 2 and maneuvering their way through it in order to make it to round 3, both having a great round 1. It was really good all around. So we will start with our unfortunate loser today, Matthew Chen. Matthew, you played great. There are some know-nothings out there who would have predicted you wouldn't have even made it to round 3 against Thomas Scully, and you proved them wrong because you played damn well. You got what it sounded like would have been the category that you would have given to Scully had it still been on the wheel. And you were able to maneuver your way through it. So how are you feeling about your performance today?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I did too bad. I was expecting to do worse in round one. Like, this is the best round one performance I've had in Fandom so far, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then for Fandom quotes, it's just some of those movies, like either just don't really go my way, or I knew the Lex Luthor one, but I wasn't sure, maybe it was like Otis or something like that. So there.
Albert, any thoughts on how Matthew played today?
Yeah, Matthew played a fantastic round one, and like you said, the Fandom quote's always hit or miss, and then an opponent's choice in situations like that, especially against someone like Scully, it's always tough to try to figure out. Sort of slowed it down a little bit with horror icons, but not really. And then again, it was a big gap round three. But hey, Matthew played a great game. He's 2-1 now, so whatever opponent he's gonna be playing next after the tournament, they should be worried, because Matthew knows his stuff, man.
I agree, and you definitely showed it today. We don't know who you'll be playing, but you will be back post-tournament. We will see you at some point. We look forward to seeing you. Is there anyone you want to throw a jab at, maybe call out, or are you not that kind of?
No, I'm happy to play anybody, so
awesome.
Just bring it on.
Great. Well, we are happy to have you, and we will see you next time. Great job today, as we talk to our winner today, Thomas Scully. Scully, you won. You did great. 8 points in round one, maneuvering through an opponent's choice, getting to round number three and playing it very smart. Even without the pink-haired boy, you made it through round number three. How you feeling, Scully?
Yeah, pink-haired boy would have probably snapped my neck if we found out I bet 0 on all 4 round 3 questions. But you know what? Screw it. But yeah, this I think, the 2 misses in round one, they're but I'll go make sure it doesn't happen in the next round. The horror round really, I think much like with running YA in the last round, big confidence booster. Horror again. I'm not a horror guy. I hate horror. When it was announced, I looked at it. I wasn't very happy. But going 8 for 10, only having to go multiple twice, and even on those 2 multiple, I thought about saying H2O. I thought about saying Pitchfork. But just played it safe because, Matthew has watched most of them, so he was going to be right there with steals. And then round 3, look, I'm just really impressed with Matthew. From a Kingsman standpoint, from a managerial standpoint, he played a terrific game. He's stuck in there against one of the game's top players. He navigated fairly well through a quotes round that nobody likes to see, and he hits, his 3 of 4 round 3 questions. And for a rookie, that's insanely good. So I still think he's in that race for rookie of the year. I think he's near the top compared to some people who have had relatively easy paths through the tournament so far. Matthew, he had against the number seed and down to the second to last question. So I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of Matthew. Definitely, the guy's 2-1. He's going to be right back here this season, playing in, I think, one of those title pictures, if I'm not mistaken. So this dude ain't going nowhere. And as for me, I'm just looking ahead to see who's next.
Speaking of ahead and who's next, Thomas Scully, your next match will be, and I'll be very honest, this was one of my most anticipated possible matchups when I saw the tournament seeding. You will be playing, given that this match was the first match of round 2, we can announce who it is. You will be playing Joe Fairley, who beat the pink-haired boy in round number 2 to get to round number 3, where he will be playing you. How are you about going against Joe?
Oh my God! Did I kind of? Oh, wait, no. Okay, so I'm good. Hi, hello. Sorry for a second. Joe. I mean, the guy's just gotten better and better and better as he's been in Fandom. He's one of those who's been labeled a mostly geek player, and for a while he really was. But now that he has a lot of people on his back, the Criterion guys who are very fringe heavy, like myself and Coho and Boatman and Holtzman and all them. We've really helped him develop his fringe game a bit more, and it's made him one of the best players in the league. So I'm really excited to see what he does in the match. The 2 of us played each other in Geek. He had a bit of a rough game there, but I think this match is going to be a bit of a different story. He's going to come in with a good fire. I'm going to be well prepared, and I think it might be a match of the year contender, honestly.
Great. Well, I look forward to seeing it, as I'm sure everyone else does. Congratulations on the win today, Scully. We will see you next time in round number 2. And we'll see all of you next time, or round number 3, and we'll see all of you in round number 3 as well, because that starts next. We have the round 3 of the singles tournament is kicking off, so make sure you check it out. Check out all the round 2 matches if you missed them. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of Fandom Fights. Thank you to Thomas, thank you to Matthew, and thank you to Albert. And yeah, we'll see you next time with another great match.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Are they all gone? Is everybody gone? Huh? Good.